Welcome into the first ever MSN All-State Media Day for girls soccer. Jonathan Turner alongside Dan Stickrat. Ball comes in, a good hit! 1-0! Shot, another save from Etheridge! Rebound, and it goes in the back of the net. The Bulldogs up 1-0! Burzma, but then for Vlasma! 3-0! Stewart Heights with a shot! Over 90 and in! Effectively today here on the Michigan Soccer Network, we are launching our new division of player recruitment videos. Mario Canoe now finds Stock. Finds Stock's got a left-footed banger. He shoots it! It's in! The Red Horns equalize!
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the National Soccer Network for today's National Academy League rivalry match. It's the U17s of the Michigan Wolves and the Michigan-based Vardar. These two clubs at all levels of club soccer. The rivalry goes back to the 1980s. We should have another great contest here tonight on the National Soccer Network. Throw out the records, throw out the stats. When rivalries face in sports, including this matchup here tonight, anything could happen. As you see Vardar in the red and white to your right. Ready to march out on the field, and just off of camera to our left, the Michigan Wolves, 17 NAL. Ready for today's matchup. This is inside the Trinity Sports Dome on the campus of Schoolcraft College, Livonia, Michigan. Temperatures are finally more agreeable here today. Outdoors, 79 degrees currently. Last week when we called some Michigan Wolves NAL contests, which were on the outdoor field on the south side of the campus of Schoolcraft College. Michigan Wolves come into today's contest with a 4-2-1 overall record. In the Mid-American North Conference, they've outscored their opposition over 7 games, 13-7. Vardar sits in 7th place in the 9-team Mid-American North. They stand at 2-5-1 overall. They've been outscored 28-11 this season. So Vardar trying to reverse the trend, lock down its defense, and try to provide some more scoring touch, while the Michigan Wolves sitting in 4th place, not too far behind league leaders Michigan Jaguars, SC United, and Liverpool FC. Teams finally take center pitch, ready for today's kickoff. This game exclusively on the National Soccer Network. I'm Dan Stickrat on the call. Glad for you to join us also at 8:15 p.m. Well, the U19 matchup between these rivals, Michigan Wolves and Vardar. And we are finally underway. 6:15 to the nose as Michigan Wolves work it down on that right side, right off the kickoff. Slotted into the middle. And there's a shot in the back of the net. Look at number 10. That ball was slotted in the middle, close range at the doorstep. Will Brukoff there to knock it home. Literally 15 seconds into the matchup, we have a 1-0 lead in favor of the Michigan Wolves. You couldn't ask for a better start of that. It doesn't matter what level of soccer. If you can get the ball down the field in a hurry and score in the first 20, 30 seconds, kind of set the tone. Michigan Wolves have done just that. Very first shot of the game finds its way into the back of the net. Throw-in coming up for Vardar just inside midfield here at the Trinity Sports Dome. Wolves force a turnover. Bring the ball down on the near side. There's a long serve. Here are Wolves giving chase. Josiah Nozel with that cross, which was knocked away. Nozel had the assist on that first goal. Again, if you just joined us, we're now in the 3rd minute. A goal was scored just 15 seconds into this match in the very first shot of the game. Brookhoff knocked home across from Nozel. Pings around back and forth. Inside Wolves territory. The Wolves have forced a turnover. Now there's a slot through. Our goalkeeper able to knock that out of harm's way. So number 1, Diego Resendez Chavez in net for Vardar here this evening. So Wolves bringing it back out, getting a lot of different players along the pitch. Touches, using that open space, using the width of the field to its advantage. And even though it's just the 4th minute, you can play a little bit of confidence, a little bit of extra swagger when you get an early goal in the very first minute. Puts your opposition on the heels. And there's a long serve into the box. Vardar defender cleared that away. Was in the box. No 19 listed for the Wolves. Fifth minute, 1-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves over their arch rivals to the north, Vardar. Wolves keep putting a lot of pressure on that Vardar back line. And there's a rifle from the left side. That is way too far as it rolls harmlessly out of box near the flag. So this is actually going to be a throw-in. Vardar forced to take the throw, essentially the furthest corner of the field. Wolves quickly force another turnover, knocking it around. Ball in by the Wolves. Another long serve into the box. There's Chavez leaping high to snare that cross at the doorstep. 6th minute. Michigan Wolves up 1-0 here on the National Soccer Network. Over 30 games here today on the National Soccer Network in over 20 states as we just bring you National Academy League here tonight. League for Clubs, a Women's PSL, Midwest Premier League, American Premier Soccer League, California to New Jersey, and everywhere in between. Glad you're along with us tonight for this rivalry doubleheader in National Academy League, Michigan Wolves, Vardar. Again, bringing it down that far left side. Brookhoff dancing through traffic, trying to find a passing lane. That's deflected by Vardar. Boys in red able to clear it out towards midfield. Goes out of bounds just inside Vardar territory. So Vardar throw in front of near their own bench. Colin McDonald is the coach today for Vardar and for the Michigan Wolves in the U17 division. Kenneth Shingledecker is the head coach, assisted by Scott Duell, Joseph Zawacki, Edward McCarthy. Ball in the box. Wolves have numbers. Trying to get the ball over to Donald Mims. That cross is served well wide of that left goal post. So goal kick coming up for Vardar. They escape danger once again, but here 7:15 into this U17 National Academy League matchup, and it's been all Michigan Wolves. They have controlled about 95% of the possession. The only shot on target has resulted in a goal. Again, that came in the 15 seconds into the game, courtesy of the foot of number 10, Will Bruckhoff. Again, finding space down that far side. So Mims is in the corner trying to create a little magic. He's earned the throw in. Ball sent into Mims, trying to find a little space along that end line, but he has earned the corner kick. So first corner kick of the match coming up for the Michigan Wolves as we're 8.5 minutes into this game. 45-minute halves here in the National Academy League. Inside the air-conditioned Trinity Sports Dome on the campus of Schoolcraft College. Players do not have to battle 80-degree temperatures. They don't have to battle any rain as these teams had to play through last week. Storms were all over the state of Michigan last Sunday afternoon. Wolves set for another throw in deep in Vardar territory. A little bit of space created in the box. Mims giving chase, unable to corral that loose ball. He broke free on that left side, just not enough space to get a shot off as Vardar is looking to get downfield in a hurry for a counter. Sent over number 17, Elliot Kachucha. Vardar turns it over once again, so throw in on that far side, not too far from the Michigan Wolves bench as they work it out of the back line once again. Switching fields, getting a lot of different players involved in the attack. Force another turnover, clears it out towards midfield, but the Wolves, like they've done several times here in the first 10.5 minutes, forcing a turnover. Continue to work the ball on that far side. Long through ball wide left of that left post. So the Wolves dominating possession, creating some opportunities, putting a ton of pressure on that Vardar back line. Vardar would love nothing more to try to get a counterattack, get something going here in the early stages of this U17 match. They find themselves in a huge hole early, down 1-0 on the game's first shot. Unable to get much going as the Wolves continue to spread that field, get a lot of players involved. Continue to dominate possession. This player tripped up. The referee does say play on. 12th minute, just a few seconds from the 13th minute. And there's a shot wide. Fourth shot attempt of the afternoon, or should we say this evening, for the Michigan Wolves. That was taken by number 19. Again, no number 19 listed on today's roster. Goal kick coming up for Vardar. Number 1, Diego Resendez Chavez taking it. That is out well towards near field, just a couple yards shy of the midsection of this pitch. Vardar looking to counter. There's a slided ball through, but Wolves again sealing off those passing lanes and forcing yet another turnover. Great display of ball movement by the Michigan Wolves so far in this match. Sipped across into the 14th minute. Watching the U17s here on the National Soccer Network with the National Academy League. Arch rivals Vardar, Michigan Wolves. First game of a 2-game set here this beautiful Saturday evening, but we are again indoors, so nice air conditioning bubble. Let's continue moving around. Every player on the pitch has had multitude of touches. We've only played 13 and a half minutes. Taking their time, trying to create another chance. There's a serve into the box. Chavez is there, the mop up the ball before a mess is created. Number 2, Josai Nazo gave chase to that through ball, just ran out a little bit of real estate. Never left the Michigan Wolves building once again. Seemingly every time Vardar gets the ball over midfield, that Wolves defense is shutting it down. Ball sliding far down that right side. Out of bounds, so Vardar with the throw in deep in their own territory. Head over to the National Soccer Network's YouTube channel. Select who is going to win this evening's game, the Wolves, Vardar, or will this match end in a draw? Once again, Vardar turning the ball over the Wolves. It's like a broken record. They just keep shutting Vardar down time and time again. Now into the 16th minute, so plenty of time for Vardar to settle down. The Michigan Wolves just keep controlling possession. The long serve from the left side over to that far post. A pair of Wolves forwards running out of real estate. So goal kick coming up for Chavez, the Vardar netminder. Trying to build it out of the back line. Bouncing around more like a ping pong ball than a soccer ball. Once again, forcing yet another turnover. Work the ball around both sides of the field. Through ball with Mims giving chase, but Chavez comes off well off his line to sweep up that loose ball. Wolves looking to get Mims, a Farmington High School student. Nozzle involved in that attack, trying to use their team speed to exploit Vardar's defense, which came in giving up 28 goals during their first 8 matches of the 2025 campaign. That's a free kick for Vardar. Stolen away by the Wolves, who do have numbers. 4-on-3. There's a shot just wide. Esmilia Hosani with that right-footed blast just wide right of the post. So the Wolves again attacking with numbers, attacking with consistency. 5-0 on total shots, 2-0 with shots on frame. The Wolves have the game's only corner kick, and they have the game's only goal. If you just joined us here in the last few minutes, Michigan Wolves went up in that first minute, scoring a goal just 15 seconds into this match, and they have been relentless. They have not taken their foot off the pedal, dominating this game in all facets. Wolves get the ball in the box. There's another long cross. Naza dancing through traffic. There's another ball into the box. The offsides flag did go up on that cross, so Chavez set to take the free kick. Chavez clears it well into Michigan Wolves territory, but unable to find and connect with a teammate. So Wolves again applying additional pressure on that Vardar back line. There's a shot just over the crossbar. Looked like number 5. Angel Villarreal with that shot attempt. The Wolves' 6th shot of the evening. So we're now in the 20th minute. See Chavez getting ready to take the goal kick. He's been peppered with pressure, peppered with shots and crosses in the first 19:35 of the game. See just that first minute goal. He sends it deep over midfield. Vardar simply not able to take advantage of the foot strength of Chavez, who's repeatedly sent long goal kicks. Clears out towards midfield. But each and every time the Michigan Wolves have regained possession as they look to get numbers once again. Let's get it over on that far left side. Deep serve into the box. Quickly cleared away by Vardar, so Vardar trying to tighten down those defensive reins. Looking for some type of offensive flow, any type of offensive flow to try to build out of their back, get something going. Finally get it over midfield. Should be a Vardar throw-in. Just in front of the Michigan Wolves bench. 21st minute here in the National Soccer Network. Glad you're along for today's 2-game set between these arch rivals. The Wolves have been around since the mid-1970s. Vardar first came about in the early to mid-1980s, but these two clubs in a wide variety of levels of club soccer have put together some epic battles over the last several decades as the Wolves again forced another tournament. They got numbers deep. And there's a shot. There is goal number 2. take a look at that quick replay. So third shot on goal, 7th overall, results in a Michigan Wolves second tally. Wolves make a multitude of substitutions. Vardar kicks it off, moves it back to the back line. Georgia Nozal with that goal for the Michigan Wolves. Assisted by number 19. We do apologize, no number 19 listed on the roster. At this stage, 7-0 shots in favor of the Michigan Wolves, 3-0 shots on frame, 1 corner kick, and a 2-0 advantage here in the 23rd minute. The Wolves have not taken their foot off the pedal. They are applying pressure once again. Dominating effort so far here in the first 23 minutes and change. Wolves looking to apply more pressure, perhaps get another goal or two here in the first half. Bukoff in the first minute, Nozzle in the 22nd is where we stand here, up on that scoreboard in favor of the Michigan Wolves. Vardar sends a long ball down that left side, quickly intercepted by the Wolves back line. Again, settle it down, looking to clear. '24th minute. We're just seconds away from crossing into the 25th minute. The game did start at precisely 6:15 p.m. Don't forget, at 8:15 p.m. tonight here at the Trinity Sports Dome on the campus of Schoolcraft College. These two story clubs will face off in the National Academy League U19 division. There's some bragging rights here in the month of May. Fourth place Michigan Wolves, 7th place Vardar, 2-0 in favor of the Wolves here on their home field. Vardar gets ready for a free kick deep in their own territory. Have to knock it back to Chavez. Vardar's gone with the long ball quite a bit here in the first 24.5 minutes. They've been quite unsuccessful with those long balls. Need to find a way to be a little bit more patient, settle it down, try to build out of their back. As the Wolves force another turn, they got a numbers 3-on-2. As Vardar gives chase. There's a slot deflected by Chavez, and the ball just squirts out of bounds, but that could have been a very dangerous if the ball did pop back out in the box. It did not. The Michigan Wolves have earned corner kick number 2, 26th minute. Trying to pad onto that 2-0 advantage. Jacob Mellor sends it in. Ball bouncing around in the box. Wolves have earned another corner kick, so Jacob Mellors jogs over to slot the ball down by that corner flag. The northwest corner of the Trinity Sports Dome, serves it back into the box. Never fear, Chavez is there to snare that ball out of the midair. It's crossed in the 27th minute. Again, moving that ball around, trying to find a seam in that back line of Vardar's defense. That was Maxime Argote Ulanova. Had that ball down in the corner. Ball was fired long. Vardar had the ball for just a few seconds, and the Michigan Wolves retained it. So there's a foul deep in Vardar territory. So a set piece coming up for the Michigan Wolves. Just crossed into minute number 28. 2-0 in favor of the Wolves over the rivals Vardar. Vardar in their all red and white kits. Michigan Wolves in their white and black kits. Josha Nozzle set to take this free kick. Nozzle had the second goal in the 22nd minute. Bruckhoff scored 15 seconds into the game, so Michigan Wolves continue to dominate this affair. Can perhaps add another as that ball is set into the box. Header right back at Resendez Chavez. He's there at the doorstep to snare that shot. Second save and 4 chances by Chavez. Once again sliding him down that left side. Nozzle trying to work a little magic. Unable to find a seam. Wolves not backing down. Trying to force a turnover, and they have done just that here in that corner as the Wolves knock it back out. There's a long shot right into the arms of Chavez, the goalkeeper for Vardar. So 9-0 in terms of overall shots in favor of the Michigan Wolves, 5-0 on target. They have the game's only 3 corner kicks, and the game's only 2 goals. Vardar's U17 team continues to struggle, not just here today, but this season. They've been outscored 30-11. We've only played 29 minutes, 15 seconds of this first half. Offsides flag did go up. Second time the Wolves will whistle for offsides. 30th minute of this 45-minute first half. Dan Stickrett on the call. Glad you're joining us here in the National Soccer Network for this National Academy League doubleheader here in Livonia, Michigan. There's a foul inside, just inside midfield. Free kick coming up for the Michigan Wolves. Angel Villarreal was knocked to the ball while trying to cut the ball back with his right foot. Vincing in a little bit of pain, but he should be okay as the Wolves make a pair of substitutions. Open substitutions in the National Academy League, so players can get reinserted back into the games once they're subbed out. Wolves being patient, playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger, and you can do that when you're up 2-0 and you have not given up a single shot attempt in this match. Here in minute 31. Wolves switch fields down that left flank once again. Sani trying to find a little bit of space. Wolves have earned the corner kick. Ismaila Hosani in that southwestern corner by the flag to take this corner. He serves it into the box. There's a shot on target. Chavez there to kind of punch that away. Very dangerous. Angel Villarreal there on the doorstep. He heads it down towards the ground. Shot bounces back up. Chavez sends it over the crossbar, but corner kick number 5 coming up for the Michigan Wolves. So that's served into the box. A little long, try to head it back into the box, but ball sails harmlessly out of the field of play. So goal kick coming up for the Michigan Wolves as we just crossed into the 33rd minute here in the National Soccer Network. Good place for all things soccer. You're not just in the beautiful state of Michigan, but across the country. Over 30 games in 20 states here on the network here on Saturday, May 10th. 2025, already May 10th. Saw on that score bug earlier. Weather bug, I apologize. It was 79 degrees at kickoff outside. Michigan Wolves earn a free kick along that far left side. Sonny chips it in towards that goal mouth area. There's a header high. And a ball bouncing around. Vardar able to clear it. Now Vardar has a 3-on-3, trying to find any type of offensive opportunity, any kind of flow. Vardar knocks it back, building out of their back line. Trail 2-0 here in the 34th minute. Unable to penetrate that fine back line of the Michigan Wolves. No shots, no corners in this match. The Michigan Wolves turn it over. Once again, now the Wolves have numbers. There's a slot through traffic. No one makes a run along that far side. Goal kick coming up for Vardar. Cross into the 35th minute. Those of you who are fans of high school soccer, the original Michigan High School Girls Soccer Ranking Show tomorrow at 8 p.m. So myself, Dan Stickrad, and Patty Cesarini take a look at the top 15 teams plus honorable mentions in each of the state's 4 divisions that's provided to us by the Michigan High School Soccer Coaches Association. Glad to be part of that show. This is the 3rd season of girls soccer. We've provided this show. 6th season overall, including the boys soccer season in the fall. Launched back on Labor Day weekend 2022, not too far after our Michigan Soccer Network was launched. Murray gets the ball, working it down that far right side. Unable to find any space as the Wolves knock it back. Reese Meyer, the goalkeeper. There's a shot attempt blocked wide by Vardar's defense. The Wolves recover. Again, working it, putting a lot of pressure on the serve back into the middle. Chipped into the box, no one makes a run, so as he's done most of this evening, Chavez there to mop it up. Wolves getting the ball back, starting to build it off their back line. Guerrero, number 18, one of the anchors of the Vardar's defense. That defense unit is quite stifling here tonight as the Wolves get numbers into the field. There's it down the side of the last side. Chavez is there to scoop up that cross. Unfortunately, Hosani with that cross into the box. Chavez is ready to punt it out. High and long, well over midfield. Vardar unable to get it, really a player to get anything on that ball. Bulls again pick that off, then it's to build up towards midfield once again. "38th minute here to the National Soccer Network. American North division of the National Academy League. Site Trinity Sports Dome on the campus of Schoolcraft College in Livonia, Michigan. And sticker on the call. The National Soccer Network. Third time this spring I've been able to been part of the call. Some Michigan Wolves contests here in the Mid-American North. He's crossed in the 39th minute. So again, using all sides of the field, switching fields, making runs. Ball slotted in the middle. There's a shot. Chavez with a kick save. Shot was taken by number 12. Again, no number 12. Excuse me, there is a number 12. Andrew McCumian. There's a shot over the crossbar, so 12 total shots in favor of the Michigan Wolves. Six to nothing with shots on target, 5-0 on corner kicks. And that score bug in the upper left-hand corner. Michigan Wolves are up 2-0 over arch rival Vardar. They have dominated this entire match. They have not conceded a single shot attempt. Vardar struggled even to get the ball into the final third of the field. There's a ball slotted through traffic. Vardar able to recover that time, Michigan Wolves unable to get a breakaway shot off as Vardar's defenders came over in the mid part of the box to clear that ball in a hurry. Michigan Wolves get the ball quickly back as there's a serve into the box along that far left side. Scooped up by Angel Villarreal. Gives chase down on that far right side. Ball goes out, so corner kick number 6 coming up for the Michigan Wolves. Millers gets set to take this corner kick. There's a serve into the box. Throw it back to Meller, so it's going to be a redo. Not sure exactly what the call was on that. So we're now getting ready to cross into the 42nd minute here at the Trinity Sports Dome. Mellers takes a low shot corner in the corner. There's Chavez there to make the stop off the header by Villarreal. Save number 5 for Chavez, but he has been there time and time again, not just stopping shots, but he's been able to leap high to snare a bunch of crosses, throw-ins, free kicks into the box. He's done it all to keep this game somewhat close. Michigan Wolves up 2-0, but Chavez wasn't having a very good game. This game could have been ugly in a hurry. So Wolves, again, forcing a turnover, getting the ball on that near right side. Here's Mellors touching it out to his left back. Joseph Hayes down that left side. Sani tried to slide a ball through. There's Chavez once again sliding to kick that ball out of harm's way as Vardar gets the ball downfield. Trying to get something going here in the final minutes of the first half. They trail 2-0. And there's a turnover. Shot. Just wide. Jack Brzezinski there to make the stop. First shot attempt at the 42-38 mark for Vardar. Crossing in the minute, number 44 here on the National Soccer Network. So just about 2 minutes plus stoppage time is all we have left here in the first half of game number 1. Michigan Wolves, arch rival Vardar. U17 level, the National Academy League. U19 level will be played at about 8:15 here tonight in the same field. See Hayes working it down that left side, getting the ball over. Just continuing to work the ball. Now they're looking to get over to the right side. Sani knocking it back into the middle to Mellors. He's being very patient, making a lot of diagonal quality runs in this game. Intercepted by Vardar on that attempt. Now into the 45th minute. And the Michigan Wolves pad on to their lead. They're up 2-0 here in the tail end of the first half. In the second half, we'll see if Vardar makes any types of adjustments. They have been on their heels for 44.5 minutes in this game. As the ball slotted through traffic, bouncing around, just shot, deflected wide. Out of bounds. That should be a corner kick coming off the Michigan Wolves. About 18 seconds before stoppage time. So this is the 7th corner kick of the first half of the Michigan Wolves. Sani makes that short corner. Vardar able to clear it out of bounds. Set to move into stoppage time. Wolves looking to create one more opportunity here in the final seconds. 2 goals were scored, just a couple of fouls and minor injuries, nothing that would substantiate a long stoppage time. There is half number 1 coming to completion. Referee blows her whistle about 20 seconds into stoppage time, so we'll go into our halftime break. You're watching National Academy League U17 rivalry, Michigan Wolves Vardar, here on the National Soccer Network. Don't go anywhere. Half number 2 coming up in about 10 minutes.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
You'll get it, Doug.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
And welcome back to the National Soccer Network. It is rivalry night. Michigan Wolves, Vardar facing us in the National Academy League. The second half just underway. Dan Sticker back once again, just a minute into the second half. Michigan Wolves in complete and total control over the first 45 minutes of play. They're up 2-0 up on that scoreboard, but they have dominated over 95% of the game. 14-1 on total shots, 7-1 with shots on goal, 7-0 on corner kicks. And if it wasn't for the stellar play of Diego Resendez Chavez, the goalkeeper for Vardar, this game could have been ugly in a hurry, as Michigan Wolves, just like much of the first half, they're getting the ball downfield in a hurry with numbers. Sonny brings it down that far right side. Looks like it should be a corner kick coming up for the Michigan Wolves. The Wolves came out. Very first shot attempt of the game resulted in a goal. That was 15 seconds into the match. Number 10, Will Bruckoff with the goal at the doorstep. Nazel had the assist, and Nazel scored the second goal of the match in the 22nd minute. Chavez steers the ball off the header. In traffic. Chavez, 6 official saves in the game, but he has been all over that box. He has bailed out Vardar time and time again in this game. Vardar just one shot, and that came about 42.5 minutes into the first half. Jack Wazinski, number 25, in goal for the Michigan Wolves. He's there to scoop up a slow bouncer in the box. That was the only pressure that Vardar's been able to apply. Michigan Wolves back line. Great all-around effort by Michigan Wolves in the first 45 minutes of play. Will Vardar be able to get anything going, make any adjustments here in the second half or in the 49th minute here at Schoolcraft College? The site is the Trinity Sports Dome. I'm Dan Stickrad, the Director of News for the National Soccer Network. Glad to be part of today's broadcast. Game number 1, Michigan Wolves, Vardar. National Academy League. This is the U17 matchup. Feel free to come back at 8:15 p.m. Game number 2 of this rivalry evening. The U19 set to kick off at 8:15 tonight. It will also be played here inside the Trinity Sports Dome. Vardar forces a turnover deep in Wolves territory. Wolves quick to recover. Wolves get it over midfield once again. Ball slotted through traffic on that far right side. Collision there, top of the box. The referee says play on. Vardar looks to get the ball down in the Wolves territory. They have not had the ball on their feet for very long during that first half. Well over 90% of the first half was controlled by the Michigan Wolves. Just seconds away from crossing into the 51st minute. And Michigan Wolves defense absolutely stellar in those first 45 minutes and the first 5 minutes here in the second half, conceding no corner kicks, no goals, and only one shot. Shot that didn't have a ton of pace on it. That was a rifle. Rossini just wide of target. Emilia Hosani gets a hold of a right foot banger from close to 30 yards out, just wide of frame, but Michigan Wolves not bashful whatsoever of taking shots from distance in this contest. Vardar gets the ball deep in the Wolves territory. There's a slot through traffic and a shot wide of frame. Trevor Call, number 11 with that shot, 33. Ricardo Armijo slotted that ball into the box. Just the second shot of the evening for Vardar. So they still trail 2-0 here on the National Soccer Network, 52nd minute. Vardar needs to start putting a little bit more pressure on that back line of the Michigan Wolves. They were able to get that shot off here just a few seconds ago. Just their second shot of the evening. Collectively, Vardar needs to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more patient, not result in the long ball. Also, be a little tougher going in hard on tackles. Sure, Vardar coach Colin McDonald had a few words for his troops here in red. Vardar's trailed throughout. For those of you just joined us here at the half, very first shot of the game, Michigan Wolves went up 1-0, 15 seconds in, and took the second 2-0 lead in the 22nd minute. Shinaza with a goal and an assist. He had the assist on the first goal by Will Brookhoff, had the second goal for the Michigan Wolves side. We're in the 53rd minute now. Vardar applying a little bit of pressure, get the ball deep in the Wolves territory. Another throw in not too far from that corner flag. Ball Sent to the side of the box. Push through traffic. Sonny there to make the intercept that pass. Now the Wolves got numbers, 3-on-3. There's a shot rifled by Donald Mims, and Chavez dove to his side to make that stop. 17th shot of the game, but corner kick number 8 coming up for the Michigan Wolves. And Chavez, even though he gave up those 2 first-half tallies to the Michigan Wolves, he has been stellar between the pipes for Vardar here this evening. Again, making seven saves and mopping up a ton of crosses and set pieces in the box. Wolves again working down that right side, trying to create some more chances. We are now in the 55th minute, still 2-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves. Very busy afternoon and evening here on the National Soccer Network. Talked about that early in this contest. Games on the pre-professional amateur level. All over the country, the League for Clubs, Women's Premier Soccer League, American Premier Soccer League, Midwest Premier League. 30 brought their ball slotted into the middle of traffic, and offside flag did go up. Sani made that run. The ball was pushed into the box. The Wolves had more than one player in an offside position, so 56th minute starting now. Michigan Wolves trying to win game number 5. They came in at 4-2-1 overall, sitting at 4th place in the Mid-America North Conference. They held that 13-7 scoring edge coming in. They're up 15-7 overall here in the second half. Attacking on those 2 first out of goal. There's a ball slotted to Mims. Mims trying to find a little bit of space. Gets by Chavez and puts the shot towards that near post. Chavez was on the ground. He stands back up, punches the ball out of harm's way, but he is clearly in pain as he rolls around by that goalpost. Great effort by Chavez to stop that shot by Mims. Mims kind of using some track and field speed to find a little bit of room. Takes that left-footed shot. Chavez dives. I'm not sure if he fell awkwardly on an ankle or a wrist. Chavez still down in a little bit of pain. Now he is back up on his feet. Corner kick coming up for the Michigan Wolves. Ball goes out of bounds. Should be goal kick for Vardar. 57th minute. Still about 33 minutes left in the second half. Plenty of time for Vardar to find a little bit more offensive rhythm. Perhaps create a chance or two. You don't score 2 goals at once, but you can create a chance, maybe get a set piece, get on that scoreboard any way possible. Maybe steal some momentum away from the Wolves. They have dominated possession throughout this game. Up and down that stat sheet has been pretty much all the Wolves. Games like soccer and hockey can be a little bit strange, where all it takes is that one chance to get back in the game as the ball is served long in the box. Vardar able to clear it. The Wolves pick off that clearing attempt, so the Wolves do have numbers once again. They're slotted in the middle to Mims. Ball sails out of bounds. So should be corner kick number 9 coming up for the Wolves. We're in the 58th minute. Both goals coming in the first half, the first and 22nd minutes. That was actually a deep throw in deep in Vardar territory. The ball served a little bit too long and out of harm's way. So goal kick coming up for Vardar. We just crossed into 59th minute here in the National Soccer Network. Once again, we're on the campus of Schoolcraft College, Livonia, Michigan, the Trinity Sports Dome. Dan Stickrad, glad to be on the call for today's National Academy League rivalry game. Michigan Wolves and Vardar in the U17 division. Chavez puts it into play, sends it out towards midfield. The Wolves, like they have done time and time again in this match, quick to intercept that long ball. There is a foul right at midfield, so been somewhat of a clean game. Less than 10 fouls combined in this contest as we're now in the 60th minute. Wolves get at the ball, slotted through the middle, push back into that far post, off some framework. Wolves dangerous. They crossed it from both sides. Serve from the right side, back over to the left, and it was sent to the post by Bruckhoff. Ball spun out of bounds. Michigan Wolves, 19-2 in total shots. Vardar able to clear out that attack by the Wolves. Kind of like a broken record, Vardar turns it over again. They just cannot get anything going consistently on that offensive side. Even when they force the turnover, they get the ball out near midfield. They turn it over themselves. So the Michigan Wolves, here in the first 60 minutes and change, they have been relentless. Every player is touching the ball. They are switching the fields, forcing turnovers, building attack, sending long serves into the box. Multitude of set pieces. Again, they've had 9 corner kicks in this game, 19 total shots, 10 shots on frames. The Michigan Wolves up 2-0 here in the 61st, looking to get another. Ball in the middle of Husani. There's a slotted ball inside the box. Bruckhoff trying to find some space. He's knocked down at the top of the box. Referee says there's not enough contact to warrant a penalty. We'll serve it back and out of harm's way. So throw-in coming up for Vardar deep in their own territory. But here we are in the 62nd minute, so about 17 minutes in change into the second half. The Michigan Wolves have not let up. They have controlled close to 95% of this game. They continue to come at Vardar's back line in ways. You see Bruckhoff retaining that ball. Vardar sends it deep. Just kind of a long clear to kind of reset. Over that near side of Mukamba. Back to Husani in the middle. Nozzle giving chase, but Chavez slides out once again to croom that loose ball. Interesting to see if anyone on Wolves organizations keeping steals and turnovers. I know those are more of basketball stats, but the amount of times they have applied pressure on Vardar's players all over the field, they have forced legions of turnovers in this game. Michigan Wolves, whenever they force a turnover, they're quick to get the ball in rhythm, downfield in a hurry. Cross into the 64th minute. It has been all Michigan Wolves in this U17 NAL matchup on the National Soccer Network. The Wolves up 2-0. And 19-2 in total shots. They have kept Vardar's U17 side on their heels here for 63.5 minutes. And if anyone joined us late here in the National Soccer Network, the Michigan Wolves came out on fire, scoring that first goal 15 seconds into the game, courtesy of Will Bruckhoff. Joshai Nazo, who had the assist on the first goal, added an insurance tally in the 22nd minute for that 2-0 advantage. No goals here in the second half as Vardar gets the ball just outside the box. That ball kind of skips back up, hits a Vardar player on his hand. So they get the ball down to about the 20-yard marker, turning the ball over on a handball. So we're in the 65th minute. It has been a night of frustrations for Vardar's U17 side. It is kind of compounding as they just cannot seem to get anything going. No offensive rhythm, no fluidity to their passes. Possession game isn't there. The long ball isn't there. Michigan Wolves have looked sharp throughout this entire game. They're up 2-0. As I mentioned earlier, if it wasn't for the play of Vardar goalkeeper Diego Resendez Chavez, this game could have been out of hand at this point. Chavez has been top-notch in this game to keep it relatively close. 2-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves. We'll send it out towards midfield. Ball served down that left side. Daniel Green giving chase, number 28. So he tries to slot the ball through traffic. That is cleared away by Vardar. Goals again. Every time the ball is served up top, Vardar's forwards are having a hard time corralling those balls. Michigan Wolves defense there to strip it away time and time again. They have been applying pressure all over the field. Now in the 67th minute. About 24 minutes is all that's left here in game number one. This is NAL Soccer U17 Mid-America North Conference on the National Soccer Network. Dan Stickrad, the National Director of News for the National Soccer Network, glad to be part of today's doubleheader. Again, we will be streaming the 8:15 kickoff of the U19 rivalry matchup between Vardar and the Michigan Wolves, also in the NAL. Again, that game should kick off right around 8:15 or so. Here inside the Trinity Sports Dome. Schoolcraft College of Livonia, Michigan is the place to be on this Saturday evening. Only had a nice couple of days, hot weather, close to 80 degrees today, and these sides are playing indoors in the air conditioning, so don't have to worry about any type of weather, any type of heat indoors. Wolves sent it real long, deep. Trying to find Nazo and Mims up top. There's the ball slotted in the middle. We're down to that right side. Looked like a kind of a jersey pull, so there could be a card on this play. At the very least, a set piece along that left side, not too far away from the side of the box. coming up for the Michigan Wolves. The Wolves are trying to slot the ball through a player's jersey, was tugged. So Walmanu Makamba here to take the set piece. Just about 5 yards outside the box along that left side. Looks like he will try to swing in a bender with his left foot to see if the Wolves can add on to their advantage. There it is, served into the box. Ball bouncing loose. Mims with a shot. It bounces high. There's Chavez finally mopping up that loose ball, though. Wolves able to get a pair of shots off that restart. So Chavez and the Vardar defense playing some stingy defense here in the second half. They were down 2-0 at the break, 1-0 in that first minute. Still within striking distance if Vardar can find a way to build up an attack and either create a set piece or get a through ball, put a little bit of pressure on the back line of the Michigan Wolves to try to get a goal to cut into that 2-0 hole. The way this game has played out so far, Vardar has been on their heels. They have been quite frustrated by Michigan Wolves, not just their defense, but their entire team. It's been all over Vardar from the opening kickoff. There's a long ball sent through. Mims giving chase. He's trying to beat a couple of defenders, slots it through. Ball still bounced around in the box. There's a shot to the far post. That's in the back of the net. So number 6, Joseph Hayes to mop up that loose ball. He tucks one in with his left foot. Number 6, Joseph Hayes. The ball was actually passed over to him by number 2, Josiah Nozzle. So Nozzle gets his second assist of the game on that third goal. He also had the second goal for the Michigan Wolves. So goal and 2 assists for Nozzle. 3 different goal scorers, and we're now in the 71st minute. Michigan Wolves starting to pull away in this contest. 3-0. They lead arch rival Vardar here in the second half. A little less than 20 minutes left in half number 2 here in the National Soccer Network. Michigan Wolves, unless there is a colossal collapse here, will walk away with victory number 5. They came in at 4-2-1 overall. So if they hold on here, they'll be 5-2-1. They were in 4th place before this game. Stay in the upper echelon of this 9-school Mid-America North, excuse me, 9-team Mid-America North Conference. Ball again served deep into the box. Bouncing around, Vardar able to clear. Sent back out. Whistle did go off, so we should be a free kick coming up for Vardar. That was actually an offside just outside the box. 72nd minute on the National Soccer Network. And being aired on both our YouTube and Roku TV channels. Glad you're a part of today's game 1. Feel free to hop back on for game number 2 between these two historic clubs in the U19 level. Should kick off around 8:15 p.m. here on the National Soccer Network. Lots of games, lots of levels of that U.S. Soccer pyramid being played here on NSN this evening. It's Midwest Premier League earlier today. Some more Midwest Premier League tonight, along with the League for Clubs and the Women's PSL. Getting started. Close to 140 teams now in the WPSL across the country. That's one of the premier women's pre-professional amateur leagues in the country. Chance to be on the call with Neil Rule on a Thursday night out in Kentwood, Michigan for the USL League 2 matchup featuring Midwest United and Union SC Macomb. Macomb came away with a 2-0 victory in that game. And then the USLW League, a lot of teams across the state and country kicking off in that women's amateur league here this weekend. April through mid to late July, amateur and pre-professional leagues across the country taking center stage. We talked about the USL League 2, 144 teams, which is a record in 2025 for that league. It's year number 31. These players are sophomores and juniors in high school, so in just a few years these players could be playing in college and maybe suiting up for one of these pre-professional amateur leagues in the not too distant future. National Academy League will host their playoffs in mid to late June, so just a little bit more than a month away. So any of these teams can make the cut for the postseason. 75th minute here in the National Soccer Network. Michigan Wolves in complete and total control of this match. 3-0 up on that scoreboard. Michigan Wolves just have been dominant this entire game. Again, scoring in the first, 22nd, and the 70th minute. Take that 3-0 advantage up on the scoreboard. So Mims dances through just outside the box. Try to slice it home, but Chavez there to scoop up that deflection. Wolves forcing yet another turnover deep in Vardar territory. Alzo trying to dance through traffic, gets the ball into the middle, slots it through to Mims. Mims trying to create some space. He puts a shot, it's deflected. So again, the Wolves continue to pepper that back line. Chavez, the goalkeeper, in this game. Chavez, 11 official saves in this game. He has been quite active, quite agile in the box, keeping this game manageable, but the Wolves added a third goal here about 5.5 minutes ago. Wolves just about 14.5 minutes away from victory number 5. Both teams get set to make some mass substitutions. And you're watching National Academy League Soccer here on the National Soccer Network's YouTube and Roku TV channels. Glad you're along the ride for game number 1. It's been a rivalry night between Vardar and the Michigan Wolves. The Michigan Wolves really come to play this evening on their home turf here at Schoolcraft College. They have dominated all 76.5 minutes of this contest. Sweltering defense, just attacking in wave after wave after wave. They just drew another foul along that far sideline in front of their own bench. So free kick coming up for the Wolves. A little long serve in the box, a couple players making a run along that near post. Vardar there, they headed out of harm's way. The Michigan Wolves, again, applying a lot of pressure, getting that ball via another steal. A lot of body contact just outside the box from players of both teams. Vardar sends it out to midfield. They look like they're trying to create a counterattack opportunity here. I'll kind of slide it down that little far right side by number 11 giving chase. Trevor Call, but the Vardar forward runs out of real estate in a hurry as we're now in the 78th minute. It's been one of those days for Vardar in their red and white kits. They are just unable to get anything going on the offensive end. Michigan Wolves up 3-0. The way they've been playing, they're looking to perhaps get that clean sheet. Wolves came in with a 13-7 scoring edge here at the U17 level. Up 3-0 in this contest here tonight. Still creating plenty of chances. Pushed over to that far right side. Served into the box. Goal number 4.
Nice job, Wolves.
Number 12, Andrew Mulcunian. He's there about the 7 or 8 yard marker in the middle of the box. Corrals that ball, tucks a low shot into that left post. So 4-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves here in the 79th minute. Michigan Wolves can kind of coast from here. They have dominated, scoring 2 goals in the first half, 2 goals in the second. 25-2 in total shots. They have not taken their foot off the pedal. Continue to press. Forcing another steal is Hosea. Chavez there to scoop it up before Sonny can get, kind of corral that loose ball in the box. These two clubs have a lot of epic battles in different levels of the club soccer pyramid here over the last 40+ years. Tonight is simply not one of them, as the Michigan Wolves took the opening kickoff downfield, scoring 15 seconds into this U17 contest. And they have been relentless in all areas of the field here tonight. Another set piece coming up here. This looks to be just a stride or two outside of the box. Referee over there trying to talk to some Vardar players. She's going to mark off the distance of 10 yards. A set piece just outside the box along that right side in the 82nd minute. Served high into the box. There's a header just wide of the framework. Again, the Michigan Wolves, they are not relenting in this game. They are not just on cruise control. Their foot has been on the accelerator all night long. Serves it long, trying to get something going on the offensive end. And the Wolves quickly get the ball back and pushing it down in the final third of the field yet again. Slotted in the box, bouncing off a multitude of players. Out of bounds, a goal kick here. Just crossed into the 83rd minute in the National Academy League U17 age bracket, Mid-America North Conference. Scoreboard says it all, 4-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves. They have dominated all facets of this contest. You can add yet another scoring chance, a free kick coming up deep in Vardar territory. So every which way Vardar tries to clear the ball out of their half of the field, the Wolves get the ball back. Mellors puts it back into play. It's along that far right side. Wolves player tripped up just outside the box, so fouls starting to rack up on Vardar here in the second half. The 6th time they've been whistled, 2nd time in about a minute's time. It looks like the referee walking over. She has issued a yellow card. Let's see what jersey number that was, but that is a first card of the game here in the 84th minute. Looks like that might have been Ella Kakucha. But free kick nevertheless coming up for the Michigan Wolves. Not too far outside the box on that far right side. Kamba set to take this in. Attempt a left-footed bender, try to put this into the mixing bowl in front of Chavez, the goalkeeper for Vardar. 85th minute, 4-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves. Been able to score a pair of goals in each half. That ball is served way long and out of harm's way. Ton of pace on that attempt, but nowhere near the framework. The goal kick is coming up for Vardar. They find themselves down 4-0. It has been one of those games where Vardar simply has not been able to do much of anything. Their goalkeeper, Diego Resendez Chavez, has done a great job keeping this game somewhat close. It was 2-0 till less than 10 minutes ago, where Michigan Wolves were able to add 2 more tallies here late in the second half, and we just crossed into the 86th minute, so just under 5 minutes plus any type of stoppage time that the referee adds on is all that is left here in the U17 contest between the Michigan Wolves and Vardar. That ball served long. Was able to hand it back to their goalkeeper. The Wolves can take their time. They can just work on the possession game. Still attacking in waves. So with the win tonight, Michigan Wolves in the U17 Mid-America North Conference will move to 5-2-1 overall. They enter tonight in 4th place, so depending on what the teams around them in the standings do here this weekend, you might have a chance to move up. Vardar, which came in at 2-5-1 overall, they'll slip to 2-6-1 overall. They have now, at this point, been outscored 30-11 here in 2025 spring campaign. The Wolves make some wholesale substitutions to kill off even more time off that clock. 87th minute now. The final few minutes, just a formality. Michigan Wolves, in dominating fashion, have that 4-0 edge up on that scoreboard. Out Naza. Goal and 2 assists here tonight for the Michigan Wolves. He's been all over that attack. The Wolves have rotated quite a few players in the midfield and up top. They have worn down that back line of Vardar in this contest, and we're now in the 88th minute, so just about 2.5 minutes left. I don't see the referee adding too much stoppage time, as this game is already well decided. Almost a turnover there in the box. Wolves goalkeeper Jack Wilczynski kind of was playing around the ball. Bobbles out of his hands. Players from both teams out there to try to recover. The Michigan Wolves exchange danger. That could have been dangerous in terms of the shutout. Wolves get the ball downfield in a hurry, so almost conceding a goal here in the 89th, and the Michigan Wolves make a steal. There's a shot towards the framework. Yeah, another stop by Chavez, the goalkeeper from Vardar, but in terms of corner kicks, corner kick number 10. Michigan Wolves still in attack mode here in the 89th minute. Vardar player getting helped off turf. Minor injury. He's okay, so the referee will let these two teams finish off. We just crossed into the 90th minute. 4-0 in favor of the Michigan Wolves here in the U17 division of the National Academy League. Vardar player grabs a Wolves player by his arm, so another free kick coming up for the Wolves deep in Vardar territory. Another yellow card issued. Number 3, Ibrahim Hamdan booked here in the 90th. So about 20 seconds before stoppage time. I can't imagine the referee adding too much onto that clock. Maybe just a minute or two. She only added about 30 seconds onto that first half. She marks off distance. We will resume play. We are now into stoppage time. Just working the ball into that far right corner. Ball served in the box from close range, and in stoppage time, number 28, Nathaniel Green there to put it home. So 5-0 here. We're in about a minute into stoppage time. The Michigan Wolves have not let up. They're up 5-0. So we will resume play. Not a lot of time left on that clock. And the referee, she has blown the whistle. This game has come to completion. Michigan Wolves in the National Academy League U17 level dominate Michigan arch rival Vardar 5-0 in this game. The Wolves scored twice in the first half, 3 times in the second half. They score a goal 15 seconds in. They also scored the 5th goal in stoppage time. Everywhere in between, it was all Michigan Wolves. They dominated every facet of the game, every statistical offensive category, and they will walk off the pitch here at the Trinity Sports Dome at Schoolcraft College with a 5-0 victory. So once again, Dan Stickrad at the National Soccer Network, thanks for joining us on our YouTube and Roku channels for this match. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 coming up at 8:15 p.m. between these rivals Vardar and Michigan Wolves in the U19 division. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a blessed evening. A great weekend coming up.